Imagine if everything you've ever wanted, success, happiness, love, was already on its way to you, just waiting for you to unlock it. In this audiobook, you'll learn how your thoughts, beliefs, and actions are not just reflections of your reality, they create it. Let me ask you this. What if everything you've ever dreamed of was already within reach? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is a simple shift in the way you think? I know that might sound bold, even a little unbelievable, but by the time you finish this audiobook, you'll understand exactly why it's not only possible, it's inevitable. You've probably heard phrases like, "you become what you think," or "your thoughts create your reality." And while it's easy to brush those off when life feels chaotic or uncertain, the truth is, your thoughts carry real power. Every single one, even the smallest passing thought, holds energy that's actively shaping who you are and who you're becoming. It's time to let go, trust the process, and start consciously creating the life you've always dreamed of. Just some feel-good motivational talk. This is about real tangible change, and no matter where you are in life, right now you can begin harnessing this power right now together. We're going to dive deep into how your thoughts have been shaping your life up until this moment, and more importantly, how you can change your thinking to create the future you deserve, whether you're looking to unlock more success, find true happiness, or simply make peace with who you are. It all starts here. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts you need to start thinking with purpose, clarity, and intention. You'll discover how to stop letting negative thoughts dictate your life and instead create the reality you've always wanted, because you truly become what you think. So are you ready to change your life one thought at a time? Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Power of Thought. Hey, welcome to this transformative journey. Are you ready to take control of your life? I promise that by the end of this chapter, you'll understand one of the most powerful truths of all, that your thoughts truly shape your reality. But here's the thing. You might have heard this before. You've probably heard motivational speakers say things like, "You are what you think," or "your thoughts create your reality." It sounds nice, right? But does it really work in real life? Well, let's get real about this. This idea isn't some fluffy concept that sounds good on paper but doesn't actually help you. This is about a scientific proven principle that has the potential to change everything. So why should you care? Well, let me ask you. What would happen if you started thinking differently, not just in a superficial way, but at the core of your being, your beliefs, your mindset, your everyday thinking patterns? Could your life shift in ways that you can't even imagine right now? Absolutely. Our thoughts are like seeds. The thoughts we plant in our minds are the seeds of everything we'll experience in life. Picture it this way. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, or negativity, that's what's going to grow. But if you plant seeds of confidence, possibility, and hope, you'll start seeing opportunities sprout everywhere you are. The gardener of your own reality. In this chapter, we're going to explore why your thoughts are so incredibly powerful and how you can begin harnessing that power to create the life you want. This is not just about being positive for the sake of it. It's about understanding how thoughts directly influence your experiences, your emotions, and ultimately the outcomes you see in your life. Let's start by breaking it down. What exactly are thoughts? Most people think of thoughts as mere fleeting moments in the mind, something that comes and goes with no real consequence, but that's not entirely true. Thoughts are incredibly powerful. They are like the electrical impulses firing in your brain, creating neural pathways that shape your behavior, emotions, and yes, your reality. Think about it. Every action you take in life started as a thought, whether it was something as simple as deciding to get out of bed or something bigger like starting a new job or making a life-changing decision. Every moment of action was preceded by a thought. Your thoughts are the blueprint for your life. But here's the kicker. What happens when you consistently focus on negative thoughts? When you constantly think about your problems, your insecurities, or your fears, you are literally training your mind to see more of those problems, insecurities, and fears in your life. Now, I'm not saying that bad things don't happen to us. We all have challenges, we all face obstacles, but what I am saying is that your thoughts have the ability to shape how you respond to those challenges. They can either keep you stuck or they can help you rise above, let's dig deeper into how thoughts shape our reality, one of the most powerful concepts that can be traced back to ancient wisdom, but which modern science has also confirmed, is that what you think about expands. This isn't just a feel-good saying, it's a fundamental law of the universe. When you focus on a particular thought, it begins to grow and influence the experiences you attract. This is known as the law of attraction. If you're constantly thinking about how difficult life is, guess what? Life will start to feel harder. If you're constantly thinking about how stuck you are in your career, relationships, or finances, your reality will reflect that stuckness. But the opposite is true too. When you focus on possibilities, opportunities, and your strengths, you begin to see more of that in your life. When you change your thinking to reflect a mindset of abundance, positivity, and empowerment, your life will begin to mirror that. Take a moment to think about your own life. What are the recurring thoughts that you tend to have? Are they empowering thoughts, or are they limiting? If they're limiting, don't worry, that's what we're here to change. By the end of this audiobook, you'll have the tools to begin shifting your thoughts, reprogramming your mind, and creating a life that's more in line with the person you want to become. Let's bring in some science to back this up. Here's the fascinating thing: our brains are constantly rewiring themselves. This process is called neuroplasticity, and it means that the brain is capable of forming new neural connections throughout your life. That's right, you can literally change the structure of your brain through your thoughts. It's not just something that happens in a distant, far-off lab with scientists. This is something you can tap into every single day. When you think a thought repeatedly, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with that thought. So if you're constantly thinking about your fears, insecurities, or limiting beliefs, you're literally making it easier for your brain to keep producing those same thoughts. But here's the exciting part: you have the power to change that. You can create new, more empowering thoughts that will strengthen new neural pathways and begin to change your experience. Think of your brain as a muscle. If you train it to focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you'll start to see the results in your life. You'll feel more confident, more capable, and more open to the opportunities around you. But how do we start changing our thoughts? The first step is awareness. You can't change what you're not aware of, so take a moment to check in with yourself. What are you thinking about most of the time? Are your thoughts focused on problems or on solutions? Are you thinking about what's going wrong? Or are you looking at the possibilities of what could go right in the next chapter? We'll dive into how you can start becoming aware of your thoughts and begin to take control of them. But for now, I want you to understand this: your thoughts are powerful. They are shaping your reality right now, whether you're aware of it or not. And by the end of this audiobook, you'll have the tools you need to transform your thinking and, as a result, transform your life. So let's recap the big idea from this chapter. You become what you think. Your thoughts aren't just fleeting moments, they're the building blocks of your reality. You have the power to change your thoughts, and when you do, you begin to change everything else in your life. Ready to take the next step? In the next chapter, we'll explore how the law of attraction works and how you can start using it to your advantage. But for now, I want you to really reflect on this. What are the thoughts that are currently shaping your life, and how can you begin planting seeds that will help you grow into the person you want to become? Stay with me. We're just getting started, and the best is yet to come. Chapter 2, the law of attraction, your thoughts in action. You've made it through the first chapter, and I want to congratulate you for sticking with this transformative journey. By now, you should have a much clearer understanding of how your thoughts play a vital role in shaping your reality. But here's where it gets exciting. Now that you know your thoughts are powerful, let's dive deeper into one of the most talked about concepts that proves just how transformative your thinking can be: the law of attraction. The law of attraction is not some mystical or vague idea. It's a principle that is based on a simple truth: like attracts, like the energy you emit into the universe through your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings directly influences the kind of experiences and opportunities you attract into your life. You might be wondering, wait, can my thoughts really shape my reality to that extent? The answer is absolutely. This is Where things start to get practical and powerful, the law of attraction works on the premise that the thoughts you focus on consistently will begin to manifest in your life, not because the universe is giving you what you ask for, but because you are aligning yourself with the frequency of the things you want. It's about creating a vibration that matches the life you want to live. Think of your mind as a radio station. If you tune into a station that plays only sad songs, your mood will be affected by the music you hear, and in turn, your behavior and experiences will reflect that sadness. If you tune into a station that plays uplifting music, your mood lifts, and you start attracting situations that align with that positivity. In the same way, when you focus on thoughts of success, health, and abundance, you begin tuning into that frequency, and you'll begin attracting more of those things into your life. Now, I know this might sound a little too simple at first. Can just thinking about something change my life, you might ask? But here's the thing: thoughts are powerful energy. They influence your actions, which then create results. Have you ever had a day where you woke up feeling off? Maybe you were anxious or in a bad mood, and then without realizing it, the entire day seemed to spiral. On the other hand, have you ever woken up feeling great with a clear mindset and positive energy, only to find that things seem to go your way effortlessly? This is the law of attraction in action. Your thoughts directly influence your emotions. When you think about something that excites you, you naturally feel a sense of joy, enthusiasm, and motivation. When you think about something that worries you, you experience anxiety or stress. These emotions, in turn, influence the decisions you make and the actions you take. If you wake up feeling stressed about money, for example, it's likely that you'll carry that anxiety throughout the day, and you may make decisions based on fear or lack. But if you wake up feeling grateful for what you already have, your mindset shifts and you start to attract more positive opportunities. Let's break this down a little further. The law of attraction doesn't just work on a superficial level. It's rooted in the concept of energy. Every thought you have produces a vibrational frequency. This is not just some woo-woo idea. It's actually been supported by science. Everything in the universe is made up of energy, including our thoughts. When you focus your mind on positive, high-energy thoughts, you align yourself with that high-energy vibration, which draws similar energy toward you. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how people who are generally positive and optimistic seem to attract good things into their lives more easily? They radiate an energy that draws in new opportunities, relationships, and even good fortune. On the flip side, people who constantly focus on negative outcomes and who expect the worst often find themselves stuck in situations that reflect those expectations. It's not just a coincidence. Here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts and hoping for the best. It's about truly embodying the energy you want to attract. If you want to attract more wealth, for example, you have to start thinking, feeling, and acting as if you already have it. This doesn't mean being fake or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about shifting your mindset to one of abundance and possibility. When you make this shift, you'll start to take actions that align with that mindset. In turn, you'll start seeing opportunities that align with your new vibration. Let's talk about a powerful tool to manifest your desires. Visualization. Visualization is one of the most effective ways to harness the law of attraction, but it's not just about daydreaming or imagining something you want. It's about vividly and emotionally experiencing your desires as if they've already come true. The more real and detailed your visualization, the stronger the energy you send out into the universe. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when you visualize something with emotion and conviction, your mind begins to believe that it is already happening. Think about an athlete preparing for a big game. They don't just practice their skills on the field, they also visualize winning. They mentally rehearse every move, every play, every victory. This mental rehearsal strengthens their belief in their own ability and aligns their actions with their goal. It's the same principle with the law of attraction. When you mentally rehearse your success, it sends out a clear message to the universe that you are ready to receive it. So how do we start using the law of attraction in a practical way? First, we need to acknowledge that the law of attraction isn't just about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's about actively aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires. That means setting clear intentions, practicing gratitude, and taking inspired action when the opportunities arise. It's also about being patient and trusting that the universe is working on your behalf, even if things don't happen as quickly as you want them to. A key practice here is to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. This is critical. Most people unintentionally focus on what they don't want: fear of failure, lack of money, poor health, and wonder why those things keep showing up in their lives. Instead, shift your focus to what you do want. Be specific about your desires. Visualize them in as much detail as possible. Feel the emotions associated with those desires, and then let go of the attachment to how and when they will manifest. Trust that the universe will bring them to you in the perfect way and in the perfect timing. What's the next step? Start paying attention to your thoughts. Start becoming aware of the things you're focusing on throughout your day. Are they aligned with the life you want to create? Are they thoughts of abundance, love, and success, or are they rooted in fear, doubt, and limitation? The beauty of this process is that the moment you start shifting your thoughts, you start shifting your reality. I want you to leave this chapter with one thing in mind. Your thoughts are powerful. They are the key to unlocking the door to your desires, and by using the law of attraction, you can start bringing those desires into your reality. But it all starts with one thing: changing the way you think. In the next chapter, we'll take a deep dive into how self-awareness can help you control your thoughts and create a mindset that serves you. It's time to take the power you have within you and put it to work. Chapter 3: Self-Awareness and Control. Taking command of your thoughts. Now that we've covered how powerful your thoughts are and how they shape the reality you experience, it's time to dive deeper into something equally transformative: self-awareness and the control you have over your thoughts. This is the moment where things get truly practical. You see, the best part of understanding the law of attraction is realizing that once you know how thoughts shape your reality, you can start taking charge of them. The first step toward that control: awareness. Let's begin by thinking about how often we actually pay attention to our thoughts. How often do you consciously observe your thinking patterns rather than just letting them run on autopilot? Most of the time, we're not aware of what we're thinking. Our thoughts simply appear, and we go through our day reacting to them without even realizing it. But here's the thing: you don't have to live like that. Think about your day for a moment. How many thoughts do you have that are completely automatic? You wake up and maybe the first thing on your mind is a worry about a work project, a relationship, or an obligation you've been putting off. You feel that worry, and suddenly your whole mood shifts. You start to go about your day in a way that reflects that anxious thought you carried with you, even though it might be based on an old, outdated belief. By the time the evening rolls around, that worry has escalated and influenced your actions all day long. Now imagine if you had the awareness to catch that thought in the moment. What if instead of letting that worry control your emotions and actions, you could shift it before it spirals? That's the magic of awareness, and it all starts with recognizing that your thoughts are not permanent truths. They are simply thoughts, and just because a thought appears doesn't mean it has to dictate your reality. The moment you realize that you're already taking back control. Why is self-awareness so powerful? It's simple. If you aren't aware of your thoughts, you're at the mercy of them. You'll find yourself reacting to the world instead of consciously creating it. On the flip side, if you are aware of your thoughts, you become the master of your mental state. Think about it this way: you wouldn't leave your house without a plan, right? You wouldn't just jump into the car and hope you end up at your destination. The same should be true for your mind. You need to have a plan for your thoughts if you want to arrive at a place of empowerment, peace, and abundance. One of the best ways to begin developing self-awareness is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of observing your thoughts without judgment. Instead of getting lost in them, you create a space between your thoughts and your reactions. This space is where your power lies. Imagine watching a movie. You're aware of the plot, the characters, and the events unfolding, but you're not emotionally swept away by the scenes. You're just an observer noticing what's happening without identifying with it. In the same way, you can begin to observe your thoughts from a distance. When a negative thought arises, You don't have to immediately latch onto it and let it dictate your mood. You can simply notice it, acknowledge it, and let it pass by. This practice creates a shift in how you relate to your thoughts. Instead of being at the mercy of your emotions, you gain the ability to respond to your thoughts rather than just reacting automatically. Let's do a quick exercise together to get you started on the path to mindfulness. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath as you exhale. Simply become aware of the thoughts that come up. Don't try to control them. Just notice them. Are they about something that happened earlier in the day? Are they worries about the future? Just observe the thoughts without judgment. You might notice some thoughts come and go quickly, while others stick around for a while. Now imagine that each thought is like a cloud floating by in the sky. You're not clinging to the cloud, you're simply observing it. If it's a negative thought like a worry or a self-doubt, you can simply let it pass. If it's a positive thought such as excitement about a future goal, you can welcome it with gratitude but still don't hold on to tightly. Just observe it and then let it flow away. This exercise might seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful practices you can use to become more aware of your thought patterns. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to create that space between your thoughts and your emotional reactions, and in that space you'll find the freedom to choose your response instead of being swept away by whatever thoughts come your way next. Let's talk about how to take control of your thoughts once you've built awareness. The first step is recognizing the negative or limiting thoughts that arise. Are they thoughts about your abilities, your future, your worthiness? These thoughts often come from beliefs you've picked up over time, whether it's from past experiences, your upbringing, or things others have told you. Here's the thing, just because a thought has been with you for a long time doesn't mean it's true. Your thoughts are not permanent, and you have the power to change them. Let's do another quick exercise together. Think about a goal you have, whether it's personal, professional, or financial. Now ask yourself, what are the thoughts that come up when you think about achieving this goal? Do you have a feeling of excitement, or do doubts and fears immediately arise? If doubts or fears show up, that's okay. The important thing is to recognize them as thoughts, not truths. When you identify them, you can begin to challenge them. Here's a helpful strategy. When a limiting thought arises, ask yourself these questions. Is this thought really true? Is this thought helpful in achieving my goals? Where is this thought coming from? Is it a belief based on past experiences or fears of the future? Once you start questioning your thoughts, you'll begin to realize how many of them are based on assumptions or outdated beliefs. The key is to replace these limiting thoughts with more empowering ones. If your limiting thought is, I'll never be able to achieve my goals because I don't have the right resources, you can reframe it with something like, I am resourceful and I will find creative ways to achieve my goals. This is the process of rewiring your brain, taking negative limiting beliefs and replacing them with positive, empowering thoughts that support your vision for the future. It's not an overnight process, but with practice, you'll start to see a noticeable shift in how you think and how you respond to life. What about thoughts that feel even deeper? Those ingrained beliefs about yourself that you've carried for years. These deeper beliefs are often formed in childhood and are reinforced by experiences throughout your life. They might sound like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be successful, or I don't deserve happiness. These beliefs can be incredibly limiting, and sometimes it takes a little more effort to shift them. But here's the good news, it is possible. The first step is acknowledging these beliefs as exactly what they are, beliefs, not truths. When you realize that these thoughts and beliefs don't define who you are, you give yourself the freedom to change them. From there, you can start to replace them with healthier, more empowering beliefs. One powerful technique for changing these beliefs is through affirmations. Affirmations are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. They are designed to challenge and replace limiting beliefs with more supportive ones. For example, if you struggle with the belief that you're not good enough, you could start saying to yourself, I am worthy of success, love, and happiness, or I have everything I need to achieve my goals. The key is repetition. Just as negative thoughts and beliefs were formed over time, positive beliefs can be formed the same way. The More you repeat empowering affirmations, the more they will begin to replace the old limiting thoughts and beliefs. How do you know this is working? You'll begin to notice a shift in how you feel as you replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. You'll start to feel more confident, more capable, and more open to the opportunities around you. Your actions will begin to align with your new mindset, and you'll start seeing positive changes in your life. In the next chapter, we'll explore the powerful practice of visualization and manifestation tools that will help you bring your goals and desires into reality by aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions. But for now, take a moment to reflect. What thoughts are currently holding you back? What beliefs do you need to release in order to step into your full potential? With awareness and control, you have the power to change everything. Chapter 4, Visualization, the power of seeing your future. Now that we've covered self-awareness and the importance of taking control over your thoughts, we're ready to move on to something that many people have used to dramatically change their lives: visualization. If you're wondering how to make your dreams a reality, this is where the magic happens. Visualization isn't just about imagining a nice life or daydreaming about success. It's about actively creating the future you want to live by aligning your mind, body, and energy toward your goals. And let me tell you, it's one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal. Before we dive into the how-to of visualization, let me first clear up a misconception. Visualization isn't about wishing for things to happen. It's not just about closing your eyes and hoping the universe magically delivers your dreams. No, it's about focusing on your goals with intention, vividly imagining the outcome you desire and allowing yourself to feel as if it's already happening. That's the key. It's not enough to just see yourself success. It's about believing that it's already on its way and letting that belief guide your thoughts, actions, and energy. Imagine you want to manifest your dream job instead of just hoping for it to happen. You begin by creating a mental picture of yourself in that job. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How are you interacting with others? What's the environment like? These are the kinds of details that will help you bring your vision to life. Visualization allows you to plant the seed of success in your mind, and when done properly, it aligns your actions with that vision, ultimately bringing it into your physical reality. The more vividly you can imagine the life you want, the more powerful the effect will be. It's not just about seeing it as a passive observer. It's about stepping into that vision and feeling the emotions you would experience if it were already your reality. You need to experience it in your mind first, because when you can mentally rehearse something, your brain starts to believe it's possible. That belief will transform your emotions, your actions, and the energy you project to the world. How does visualization work? Visualization works by training your brain to focus on your desired outcome. When you practice this technique, your brain begins to form new neural connections. These connections then influence your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between real experiences and those that are vividly imagined. If you imagine yourself succeeding, your mind begins to treat it like a real event, activating the same feelings and reactions you would have if it were actually happening. The key here is to make your visualization as real as possible. The more detailed you can get with your vision, the more your brain will start to treat it as something real. Visualize every detail: the sights, sounds, smells, and emotions. For example, if you're visualizing landing a job, see yourself walking into the office feeling confident in your outfit, shaking hands with colleagues, and celebrating your success. Feel the excitement and pride that comes with achieving your goal. Here's where it gets even more exciting. When you visualize, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you are actually doing the activity. This is why athletes and performers use visualization as part of their training. Olympic athletes, for example, don't just practice their moves physically, they visualize their entire routine in their minds. This mental rehearsal has been shown to improve performance, and it's equally effective for manifesting life goals. Let's break it down and make it practical. How do you visualize your goals? 1. Find a quiet space. Before you begin, find a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be disturbed. Sit down or lie down in a relaxed position. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to calm your mind and body. To get clear on your goal, what is it that you want to manifest? Be as specific as possible, whether it's financial abundance, a new career, improved health, or meaningful relationships. The more specific you can be about what you want, the clearer the picture will be. For example, instead of just thinking, "I want to be rich," think about what financial abundance looks like for you. How much money are you aiming for? What would you do with it? What would your life look like with that abundance? The clearer the vision, the stronger the impact. 3. Engage all your senses. This step is crucial. Don't just imagine what you want, you need to engage all your senses to make it feel real. Imagine what you see, hear, feel, taste, and even smell in the scenario. For example, if you're visualizing a new house, picture yourself walking into the front door. What do you see? Is it spacious and filled with light? Can you hear the sound of your footsteps on the floor? Do you feel the texture of the walls? The coolness of the air, the comfort of the furniture. The more sensory details you can bring into your visualization, the more real it will feel. 4. Feel the emotions. This is one of the most important parts of the process. Feel the emotions that come with achieving your goal. If it's a career change, imagine the excitement and pride you feel as you start the new job. If it's financial abundance, feel the freedom, security, and relief that comes with it. If you're visualizing better health, feel the joy and vitality coursing through your body. The emotions you feel during visualization send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind that this goal is not only possible but inevitable. 5. Visualize every day. Visualization isn't a one-time thing, it's a daily practice. The more often you engage in this process, the more it becomes a part of your mindset. Try to incorporate it into your morning or evening routine. The consistency of daily visualization helps to reinforce your goal and keeps you aligned with it. Can visualization really work for you? If you're skeptical, I understand. After all, it might sound too simple to be true, but the science is clear. Visualization works because it rewires your brain. When you visualize something regularly, your brain starts to think that it's already happening, and that belief drives your actions toward making it a reality. This is why athletes use visualization. They know it improves performance because it primes their brain for success. But it's not just about imagining success. Visualization also helps you build confidence, reduce anxiety, and increase focus. When you see yourself achieving your goals, it shifts your energy and aligns your actions. If you constantly visualize yourself getting that promotion, for example, you'll start to see opportunities and feel more confident about stepping up to the plate. When the time comes, your brain becomes a magnet for the opportunities that align with your vision. Visualization and the law of attraction. As we discussed earlier, the law of attraction is about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the life you want to create. Visualization plays a key role in this process. When you visualize your goals, you send out a clear signal to the universe about what you want. This not only influences your own behavior, but it also attracts the right opportunities, people, and resources that align with your vision. But remember, visualization is only one part of the equation. It's important to back up your visualization with inspired action. When you visualize a goal, you start to see the steps you need to take to get there, whether it's networking, learning new skills, or taking risks. Your visualizations will guide you toward the actions that will bring your dreams to life. Let's put it all together. Visualization is a powerful tool, but it's most effective when combined with the other practices we've discussed: self-awareness, the law of attraction, and taking conscious control of your thoughts. When you have clarity on your goals, when you regularly practice mindfulness, and when you engage in vivid visualization, you begin to align yourself with the energy of success. The key takeaway from this chapter is simple: visualization helps you see your future, but more importantly, it helps you feel it, and when you feel your success, you begin to embody it. You send out a message to the universe, to others, and to yourself that you are ready to receive what you desire. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the role of gratitude and manifesting your goals. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can experience, and when you practice it daily, you attract even more to be thankful for. So stay tuned, because we're about to take your manifestation practice to a whole new level. Chapter 5, Gratitude, the Secret Magnet for More Abundance. In this chapter of the journey, we're going to explore one of the most powerful tools you can use to supercharge your manifestation and accelerate the creation of your dream life: gratitude. It's a word we've all heard 1,000 times, but it's also one of the most underestimated practices in the realm of personal development. The truth is, gratitude is more than just saying thank you or acknowledging the good things in your life. When practiced intentionally, gratitude has the power to shift your vibration, transform your mindset, and manifest the life you truly desire. So if you're ready to unlock the full potential of your thoughts and the law of attraction, buckle up, because we're diving deep into the power of gratitude. At this point, you've learned that your thoughts are incredibly powerful and that you can shape your reality by controlling them. You've learned how visualization can create a mental blueprint for the life you want, and you understand that you're not a passive observer of your world, you're an active creator. But there's one key ingredient that truly amplifies all of these practices, one that can speed up your manifestations and elevate your energy to a whole new level: gratitude. You might be asking, how can something as simple as being thankful really change my life? Well, let me tell you, gratitude is not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about tapping into a powerful universal force that aligns you with the abundance of the universe. It's about creating a flow of positive energy that invites more of what you want into your life. When you express gratitude, you are essentially saying, I am open to receiving more of this in my life, whether it's for the little things, like a warm cup of coffee in the morning, or the big things like achieving a major goal. Gratitude opens the door for more of what you appreciate. To enter gratitude and the law of attraction. Now, let's break it down further. When you practice gratitude, you're actively acknowledging the good that's already present in your life. And here's the thing: the more you focus on what's good and abundant, the more of that energy you attract. This is the law of attraction in action. Just like how focusing on positive thoughts can manifest positive outcomes, focusing on what you're thankful for sends out a vibration of abundance. When you focus on abundance, whether it's in your relationships, your health, or your finances, you create an energetic alignment with more abundance. It's like tuning a musical instrument. If you're tuned into gratitude, you'll attract experiences that resonate with the same frequency of abundance. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life and overlook the little things that are already working in your favor. But when you take time each day to acknowledge what you're grateful for, your mindset shifts. Instead of focusing on what's lacking or what you haven't achieved yet, you begin to notice how much you already have, and this shift in perspective has a profound effect on your ability to manifest more of what you want. Think of it this way: if you were to send a message to the universe saying, I'm grateful for what I already have, the universe will respond by sending you more. To be grateful for the energy of gratitude acts like a magnet, drawing more positive experiences, opportunities, and people into your life. Gratitude transforms you from a place of lack into a place of abundance. How to practice gratitude: a simple yet powerful routine. If you're wondering how to make gratitude a regular part of your life, here's a simple but effective practice that can change the way you experience the world. It all starts with taking a moment each day to pause and reflect on what you're grateful for. This can be done in the morning when you wake up before bed, or at any point during the day when you need a shift in perspective. Let's walk through this exercise together. 1. Start with intentional breathing. Take a deep breath and hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale. This brings you into the present moment and helps you become aware of your energy. It's important to feel grounded and centered as you start this practice. 2. Reflect on the things you're grateful for. Ask yourself, what are you thankful for right now? It could be something small like the warmth of the sun on your skin, or something big like the support of a friend or achieving a goal. It could even be something as simple as your health or the roof over your head. The goal here is to connect with the feeling of gratitude, so don't rush. Take your time and let the gratitude flow. 3. Feel the emotions as you think about the things you're grateful for. Notice how your emotions shift. Do you feel warmth in your chest? Do you feel a sense of peace or joy? Let these emotions grow and amplify. The more you feel gratitude, the more you send out positive energy. 4. Express your gratitude out loud or in writing. You can either say what you're thankful for aloud or write it down in a journal. The act of vocalizing or writing your gratitude gives it more power, saying, I am so grateful for my family, or writing today, I am thankful for the peaceful moments in my life sends a clear message to your mind, body, and the universe that you are in a state of appreciation. 5. Focus on abundance, not scarcity. While practicing gratitude, make sure to focus on what you have, not what you lack. For example, if you're struggling financially, don't focus on the scarcity of money. Instead, be grateful for the abundance in your life, your health, your relationships, your skills, your creativity. Gratitude for the abundance that is already present shifts your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. This gratitude practice only takes a few minutes each day, but its effects are profound. The more consistently you practice gratitude, the more you begin to see the world through a lens of abundance instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything you need to do or achieve. You begin to notice how much is already working in your favor, and this feeling of abundance feeds directly into your manifestation process. The emotional power of gratitude. Let's talk about the emotional power of gratitude for a moment. Emotions are the fuel behind your thoughts, and emotions can either empower you or hold you back. Negative emotions such as fear, anger, and frustration have a low vibration. They keep you stuck in a cycle of lack and limitation. On the other hand, positive emotions like joy, love, and gratitude have a high vibration. They align you with the energy of abundance, helping you attract more of what you want. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrating emotions you can experience. When you practice it, you literally raise your energy frequency. This is where the fingermiss. When you practice it, you literally raise your energy frequency. This is where the raise your energy frequency. This is where the law of attraction comes into full play. You see, when you feel gratitude, you send out a signal to the universe that you are in alignment with the good things in life, and the universe responds by bringing you more to be grateful for. In essence, gratitude is an emotional reset. It has the power to shift you from a place of feeling stuck or unworthy to a place of pure abundance. It allows you to release negative emotions and step into the flow of positive energy. And when you're in that flow, it's much easier to manifest your desires. Gratitude as a tool for healing and transformation. Gratitude also plays an important role in healing, both emotionally and physically. Many people have used the practice of gratitude to overcome difficult circumstances, release past trauma, and heal from emotional wounds. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention away from pain, fear, and resentment. This shift allows you to heal, grow, and step into a more empowered version of yourself. In fact, some studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience improved physical health, stronger relationships, and better overall well-being. Gratitude is known to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve sleep. It's a simple but incredibly effective tool for transforming your mindset and improving your life. The process of healing through gratitude is not just about focusing on the good in your life, it's also about embracing the lessons learned from difficult situations. Even in times of hardship, you can find something to be grateful for. Gratitude has the power to turn even the most challenging experiences into opportunities for growth. Why gratitude works so well with visualization. Now you might be wondering how gratitude ties into the visualization process. The answer is simple. Gratitude amplifies the energy behind your visualizations. When you visualize a goal, you create a mental image of what you want to manifest. But when you pair that visualization with gratitude, you raise the emotional frequency behind it. Gratitude makes your visualization more powerful because it fuels your emotions with positive energy. For example, if you're visualizing your dream home, don't just see it, feel the excitement and joy of already living there. Imagine yourself waking up in your dream bedroom, feeling the warmth of the sun through the windows and saving the peace and comfort that surrounds you. As you do this, feel a deep sense of gratitude for the life you are creating. When you pair your visualization with the energy of gratitude, it sends out a much stronger signal to the universe, amplifying your ability to manifest your desires. Wrapping up gratitude as a daily practice. To sum up, Gratitude is a game changer when it comes to manifesting your dreams. It shifts your energy from lack to abundance, aligns you with the high vibrational emotions that attract more positivity, and amplifies the power of visualization. By practicing gratitude daily, you'll begin to see your life transform. You'll start noticing more opportunities, attracting more abundance, and experiencing more joy. In the next chapter, we'll explore the powerful role of action in the manifestation process. Visualization and gratitude are amazing tools, but action is the bridge that turns your dreams into reality. So let's dive into how taking inspired action can propel you forward on your journey to success. Chapter 6. Taking inspired action, the bridge between desire and manifestation. Now that you've gained a deeper understanding of visualization, gratitude, and how your thoughts and emotions shape your reality, we're going to dive into a crucial part of the manifestation process, taking inspired action. This is where the rubber meets the road, where all the dream building, positive thinking, and visualization actually come together to create the life you want to live. You might be thinking, okay, so I've visualized my goals and I've practiced gratitude. Why do I still need to take action? That's what we're going to explore today. Let's get one thing straight. Manifestation is not a passive activity. While it's important to set your intentions, visualize your goals, and maintain a positive attitude, none of that will matter unless you take inspired action. Inspired action is the key to turning your dreams into reality. It's the conscious effort that drives your vision forward. It's the small, intentional steps you take each day that lead you to your desired destination. When you visualize your goals, your mind begins to shift and focus on the opportunities and pathways available to you. But to actually manifest those goals into the physical world, you must take deliberate steps toward them. Inspired action is about taking those steps with confidence, guided by the vision you've created in your mind and the positive energy you've cultivated through gratitude. What is inspired action? Before we dive into how to take inspired action, let's define it. Inspired action is action that is aligned with your highest intentions and your vision. It's not about mindlessly going through the motions or taking random actions in hopes of making progress. Inspired action is motivated by a deep sense of purpose. It's about taking action that feels right, that feels aligned with your values, and that moves you closer to your goals in a meaningful way. Now, this doesn't mean that all of your actions will feel like a grand leap forward. In fact, some of the most powerful actions are small, seemingly insignificant steps that, when added together, create massive progress. What makes the action inspired is the fact that it's guided by a clear vision rooted in your values and moves you closer to the life you want to create. Imagine this scenario. You've been visualizing your dream job for months. You've imagined the office space, the people, the excitement of the work, the sense of fulfillment. Now it's time to take inspired action. Inspired action would look like researching the companies you're interested in, updating your resume, and applying to jobs, but it would also look like networking with people who are already in your field, seeking advice from mentors, or learning new skills that will make you stand out. The key is that each action is aligned with your vision and has purpose behind it. Why is inspired action so powerful? Inspired action works because it combines clarity with momentum. When you know exactly what you want, you can take focused action that moves you forward. It also works because inspired action is rooted in belief. When you believe your dreams are possible, taking action feels more natural. It's no longer about chasing your goals. It's about taking steps toward them with confidence, knowing that the path is already unfolding in front of you. Taking inspired action also creates momentum. When you begin taking action, no matter how small, you send a powerful message to the universe. I am ready. As you begin to take steps, you'll start to notice that the universe responds. Opportunity will present themselves. People will enter your life to help you, and circumstances will align in your favor. Taking action activates the law of attraction and sends out the energy that you're serious about creating your desired reality. How to recognize inspired action? Inspired action isn't always obvious, and sometimes it can be hard to differentiate it from action that's taken out of fear, desperation, or doubt. But once you become more familiar with the process of manifestation, you'll be able to distinguish between action that feels aligned with your purpose and action that's just busy work. Here's a simple way to recognize inspired action. 1. It feels aligned with your vision. Inspired action is always in harmony with your bigger vision. For example, if your vision is to become a successful entrepreneur, inspired action might include creating a business plan, researching your market, or reaching out to potential clients. However, taking action just for the sake of staying busy, like answering emails or attending irrelevant meetings, is not inspired action. It's not contributing to your overall goal. 2. It feels effortless but not easy. Now, don't mistake effortless for easy. Taking inspired action is not always easy. It often requires courage, patience, and persistence, but it feels effortless in the sense that it's not forced, it's natural. When you're aligned with your vision and taking action that feels right, it doesn't feel like a struggle, there's a flow to it. You don't have to push too hard or force things to happen. 3. It excites and energizes you. When you take inspired action, you should feel energized by it. There's a sense of excitement, purpose, and joy that comes with every step you take. For example, when you're working on a project that you're passionate about, you might lose track of time because you're so deeply immersed in it. That's the power of inspired action. 4. It creates momentum. Once you start taking inspired action, the momentum begins to build. Small steps lead to bigger steps, and as you take action, you start seeing tangible results. This motivates you to keep going, and before you know it, you've made significant progress toward your goal. Momentum helps you push through doubts and fears, because you start to see the fruits of your labor overcoming fear and doubt in taking action. Even when you're clear on your vision and inspired to take action, fear and doubt can creep in. It's completely normal. Anytime we step outside our comfort zone and venture into the unknown, fear can arise. But here's the thing, fear is not a sign that you shouldn't take action. It's a sign that you're stepping into new territory, and that's where growth happens. When fear arises, don't fight it, acknowledge it. Recognize that fear is a natural part of the process. The key is not to let it stop you from moving forward. The more you face your fears and take action in spite of them, the more empowered you become. Taking action in the face of fear builds confidence and strengthens your belief in yourself. Here are some tips to help you overcome fear and take inspired action. 1. Start small. If the fear of taking big steps is overwhelming, start small. Break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Each small action you take will build your confidence and momentum. Over time, you'll feel more comfortable with taking larger steps. 2. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Instead of fixating on the end result, focus on the next step in front of you. Celebrate each small victory and allow yourself to enjoy the journey. The more you focus on the process, the less pressure you'll feel about the final outcome. 3. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Fear often stems from imagining worst-case scenarios. When you face your fears hidden, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Often the answer is not as bad as we think, and even if things don't go perfectly, you'll learn valuable lessons that will help you grow. 4. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming fear. Before taking action, visualize yourself successfully completing the task. Imagine how it will feel and how your life will improve once you achieve your goal. Persistence isn't just about continually taking action, though it's also about building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back when things don't go according to plan. When you face obstacles or when you encounter setbacks in the world of manifestation, setbacks are inevitable. Not every step you take will lead to immediate success, and there will likely be moments when you wonder if you're on the right path. But here's the thing, every challenge you face is an opportunity to build resilience. The stronger your resilience, the easier it becomes to stay persistent even when things aren't going your way. Resilience is developed through the experience of overcoming difficulties, learning from your mistakes, and continuing to move forward despite setbacks. When you approach your manifestation journey with resilience, you start to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to success. Persistence and resilience work hand in hand. While persistence keeps you moving forward, Resilience ensures that you don't give up when you encounter obstacles. This combination is essential to achieving your dreams as it keeps you focused, motivated, and able to maintain momentum in the face of adversity. The importance of patience in the manifestation process. Now, let's talk about patience, an equally crucial quality in the manifestation process. If persistence is the fuel that drives you forward, patience is the steady hand that guides you. Patience is what allows you to trust the timing of the universe. It's easy to feel impatient when you're working hard toward a goal, but things don't seem to be moving fast enough. You may start to wonder, why hasn't it happened yet, or what's taking so long? But the truth is, manifestation requires time. It's a process that unfolds in its own perfect timing, and sometimes the universe is working behind the scenes to line everything up perfectly. Patience is not about sitting back and doing nothing, waiting for things to happen. It's about trusting that the process is unfolding as it should while continuing to take inspired action. It's about knowing that things will happen when they're meant to happen and that everything is aligning perfectly, even if you can't see it just yet. One of the biggest challenges many people face when it comes to patience is dealing with uncertainty. When you're in the midst of working toward a big goal, you may not always know how things are going to unfold. This uncertainty can be uncomfortable, and it's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as you expect. But in those moments, patience is key. It's the ability to sit with the uncertainty and trust in that the universe has a plan. The more you practice patience, the easier it becomes to remain calm, focused, and open to the possibilities that are unfolding in your life. And universe's timing versus our timing. Part of developing patience is learning to trust in the universe's timing, which doesn't always align with our own. We live in a world where we've become accustomed to getting things quickly, whether it's information, food, or entertainment. But manifestation doesn't work on the same timeline. The universe has its own rhythm, and sometimes it takes time for all the pieces of your dream to fall into place. Here's an example. Think about a project you've worked on in the past. Maybe it was a long-term goal like writing a book, starting a business, or buying a house. At the time, you might have felt like it was taking forever, or that the progress was too slow. But looking back, you can see how everything came together perfectly in its own time. That's how manifestation works. The universe is always working in the background, lining up the right opportunities, people, and circumstances to help you achieve your goals. And even though you may not always see the results immediately, trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Patience and faith, a powerful combination. Patience and faith go hand in. Faith is the belief that your desires are already on their way, even if you don't see them yet. It's the trust that the universe is working on your behalf, even when things seem uncertain. When you pair patience with faith, you create a powerful force that helps you stay grounded and focused on your goals, no matter how long it takes for them to manifest. Faith is not about blind hope. It's about knowing deep in your heart that what you desire is already yours. It's the confidence that everything you've done so far is leading you closer to your goal, even if it's not happening as quickly as you'd like. Patience helps you stay calm and collected, while faith keeps you motivated and positive. Together, they create the perfect balance for manifesting your dreams. How to cultivate persistence and patience. If you're wondering how to cultivate both persistence and patience in your life, here are some simple practices that can help one focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of fixating on the end result, focus on the progress you're making every day. Celebrate the small victories and acknowledge that every step you take brings you closer to your goal. This will help you stay motivated and persistent, even if the end result feels far away. To practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present in the moment, which is crucial for developing patience. When you're focused on the present moment, you're less likely to get caught up in worries about the future or frustrations about the past. Practice mindfulness through meditation, deep breathing, or simply paying attention to your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. 3. Embrace setbacks as opportunities for growth. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. Every challenge you face is a chance to become stronger, more resilient, and more persistent in your pursuit of your goals. 4. Trust in the process. Remind yourself that the manifestation process takes time and that everything is unfolding in its own perfect timing. Trust that the universe is guiding you toward your goals and have faith that your desires are on their way, even if you don't see them yet. 5. Keep the big picture in mind. When things feel slow, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Keep your vision in front of you and remind yourself why you're doing this. Remember that every step you take is bringing you closer to your dreams. Wrapping up. Trusting the process to wrap things up. Persistence and patience are not just qualities that make the manifestation process easier. They are essential to its success. Persistence keeps you moving forward even when you face obstacles, while patience helps you trust that the universe is working on your behalf, even when things seem to be taking longer than expected. By cultivating both of these qualities, you'll find that your manifestation journey becomes not only easier but more enjoyable. In the next chapter, we'll explore the concept of surrender and how letting go of control can actually help you manifest your desires more easily. So stay tuned for more, and remember, your dreams are within reach. Trust the process, stay persistent, and remain patient. The universe has your back. Chapter 8: Surrender, letting go to manifest what's meant for you. Welcome to the final chapter of this transformative journey, one that's focused on the profound concept of surrender. By now you've learned how to visualize your dreams, harness the power of gratitude, take inspired action, and cultivate persistence and patience. But even with all this effort and focus, there's one essential step left in the manifestation process. That could very well be the most crucial of them all: letting go. If you've ever found yourself clinging to a desire, obsessing over its outcome, or struggling to control every detail of your manifestation, then this chapter is exactly what you need. You see, while action, belief, and clarity are essential to manifestation, the paradox of the process lies in the act of surrendering, of letting go of your need to control the how and when. This is when magic truly happens. Surrender in manifestation doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or abandoning the vision you've created. Far from it. Surrender is about releasing the tension, the stress, and the pressure that come with trying to control every aspect of your desires. It's about stepping back and trusting the universe to guide you in the best possible way, even if that path is different from what you expected. This final step is what allows the universe to its part, allowing you to focus on enjoying the journey rather than being fixated on the outcome. So let's explore the true power of surrender and how you can embrace it to manifest the life you deserve. Understanding surrender, what it really means. The word surrender often carries a negative connotation. We tend to think of surrendering as giving up, as if we're admitting defeat. But when it comes to manifestation, surrendering is far from a sign of weakness. In fact, surrender is the act of trusting that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you can't see the results immediately. It's the willingness to release control over how your desires will manifest and to believe that things will unfold in the perfect timing and in ways that are even better than you could have imagined. Think of it this way: when you plant a seed, you can't force it to grow faster. You water it, nourish it, and trust that with time it will sprout. Your dreams are like that seed. They need space to grow, and that growth will happen at its own pace. Trying to control every single detail of how things will unfold can actually prevent the process from flowing naturally. Surrender is about creating that space, giving your desires room to grow in their own time and way. Why surrender is so important in manifestation. Surrendering might feel counterintuitive at first. You may have been taught to work hard, to never give up, and to keep pushing toward your goals with force and determination. But when it comes to manifestation, force doesn't work. It's not about pushing harder. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The more you try to control your desires, the more resistance you create. That resistance can block your energy and prevent you from receiving what you've been working so hard to manifest. The act of surrendering helps you remove that resistance. It's about releasing the constant mental chatter of when will this happen, or am I doing it right, and instead allowing yourself to step into a place of peace and trust. Surrendering gives you the freedom to relax, knowing that everything is already on its way. It's like you've placed your order with the universe, and now it's time to let it go and allow it to be delivered in the best way possible. Surrender also helps you to maintain your sense of inner peace no matter what's happening in the external world. When you let go of the need to control, you release fear, doubt, and anxiety. You stop worrying about how things will unfold, and instead, you focus on your belief that they will unfold. It's this inner peace that helps you maintain high vibrations, which is what attracts your desires to you. The paradox of control and surrender. This may feel like a paradox to you. How can you work hard, take inspired action, and stay persistent, and then just let go and surrender the outcome? It's all about balance. It's important to understand that surrender doesn't mean inaction. You still need to take inspired action. Keep your vision clear and stay focused on your goals, but surrendering is the process of releasing the attachment to the outcome, and most importantly, trusting that things are working out even if you don't see immediate results. Imagine you're at the Kadenvivasa edge of a cliff, ready to take a leap of faith. You can't control how the wind will catch your wings or exactly where you'll land, but you know the leap is necessary to get where you want to go. If you try to control every detail of that leap, trying to predict how it will feel, what the landing will be like, and whether you'll have enough wind beneath your wings, you'll stay stuck on the edge, paralyzed by fear. But if you can trust that the leap will bring you closer to your goals, you'll take the plunge with confidence, knowing the universe has your back. This is what surrender looks like. In manifestation, it's about trusting the process and releasing your need to control how things will unfold. Trust that when you let go, everything you've been working for will come to you in perfect timing and alignment. How to surrender in your manifestation journey. Now that we understand the importance of surrender and manifestation, let's talk about how to actually surrender in your own life. Here are a few practical tips to help you embrace the power of letting go. 1. Release attachment to the outcome. This is the core of surrender. When you release attachment, you stop obsessing over the when and how. You focus on the present moment, trusting that your desires are on their way. If you're constantly checking for signs or worrying that you're not doing enough, it's a sign that you're still attached to the outcome. Let go of that attachment and allow yourself to simply trust that everything is falling into place. 2. Cultivate a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. One of the main reasons we struggle with surrendering is the belief that there's not enough to go around, that if we let go, we might miss our opportunity. But the truth is, there is more than enough for everyone. Cultivate a mindset of abundance and trust that what's meant for you will come to you without you having to chase it. The universe has an infinite supply of opportunities, resources, and blessings waiting for you. 3. Focus on gratitude, not lack. Gratitude is a powerful tool in the surrender process. When you focus on what you already have rather than what you don't have, you open yourself up to receiving even more. The more you practice gratitude, the more you shift your energy from lack to abundance. This makes it easier to surrender because you start to feel that you already have everything you need. 4. Trust in divine timing. Understand that everything unfolds in divine timing. Your desires are already on their way, but they might not arrive exactly when you expect them. When you surrender, you're trusting that the universe knows when the perfect moment for your manifestation will be. Sometimes things need to happen first to create the right circumstances for your desire to manifest. Trust that the universe is aligning everything in the most perfect way for you. 5. Let go of control as you go about your day-to-day life. Pay attention to areas where you're trying to control things too much, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a goal you're working on. Ask yourself, where am I holding on too tightly? Let go of the need to micromanage or manipulate the situation. Instead, focus on your actions, your energy, and your belief in the manifestation process, knowing that the universe will take care of the details. 6. Practice acceptance. Sometimes surrender means accepting where you are right now without resistance or judgment. If things haven't unfolded as you expected, or if you're feeling frustrated, simply accept the present moment as it is. Surrendering to what is doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means finding peace in the now and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. The magic of surrender. What happens next Once you fully embrace the power of surrender, you'll begin to notice that things start to flow more easily. You may receive unexpected opportunities, meet new people, or discover new paths that you never considered before. When you let go of the need to control, you create the space for the universe to surprise you with blessings beyond what you could have planned. Remember, manifestation is not about working harder or pushing more. It's about trusting and allowing. By surrendering, you align with the natural flow of the universe, and that flow will bring you everything you've been working toward. This is the final piece of the puzzle, and when you integrate it into your life, your manifestation journey will reach new heights. In the final chapter of our audiobook, we've explored the power of surrender, letting go of control counter to allow the universe to work in perfect timing. With surrender, you trust that what you desire is already on its way, and you create the space to receive it. As we conclude this journey, remember that manifestation is a dynamic process that requires clarity, action, persistence, patience, and surrender. When you combine these elements, you create the life of your dreams. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Now go ahead and take that leap of faith. Your dreams are waiting for you.